Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls, coming to you from the West Coast. Today I'm going to show you how to make a triple diamond pop-up fold-back card. I don't know what it's called, something like that. Looks like that. This one's made with the Crafters Companion Caring Thopughts, Kindly Thoughts, I can't remember. And I'm using the die-cut topper pad, so it goes together really, really fast. Super easy to make, but it looks very impressive when it's standing up. So let me show you how it's made. Okay, so to make a general triple diamond pop-up, diamond pop-up fold-back card, I don't know what you call it. This is a 5x7, and it's just a 5x7 card base, so 7x10 scored at 5, and just fold that right down the middle, and that gives you your 5x7. To make your mechanism to do the pop-up, this piece is just 3/4 of an inch by 6, 1 inch high and 2 inches long, and that gives you just a little bit more stability underneath your little diamond that's going to pop up. So you want to score at 1 inch and then 3, because you want 2 inches, and then 4. And they're just going to fold that essentially into like a little square. And you just want to make sure that you get it nice and straight. So it's going to look, essentially, it's going to look just like that. Okay? And we're just going to set that to one side. Because before you put this in, you definitely want to mat and layer your card. Now, to get the fold back, you want to score that center or that front at halfway. So since this is 5, I'm going to score at 2.5. You can make this at 6x6 if you want. Essentially, you just do a fold back. So you're going to score the front halfway. So whatever your dimension is, score it halfway. And then we're just going to fold that back on itself. Give it a good burnish. Now that gives you a Z-fold, or, you know, a fold-back card. And then your mechanism's going to sit right in here in the middle, okay? And you're going to glue it just like that. So you're going to glue this piece to the back and this piece to the side. And that's it. And then it'll close and it'll open, and then you're going to glue your triangle on top there. So that's why you want to mat and layer beforehand. So I've got some mats and layers from the Crafters Companion Kindly Thoughts, yes, collection, and I'm just going to go ahead and mat and layer this up, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so once you've got your mats and layers in there, go ahead and measure to find the center. So just kind of, it's 7, so at 3.5, I'm just going to put a little pencil mark on there just so that I know where to put that pop-up mechanism. You can just eyeball it if you want, but you know this is going to go, so here's my little pencil mark. So this part's going to go there, this part's going to go there. And it's going to glue so that this is right on that fold. So let me get my tacky glue out. I'm going to put glue on the 2-inch section and on the 1-inch section, or whatever, just on those 2 pieces. So we'll get that in there. And if you just fold it down, and then fold it up and push it right into that fold, and then hold it long enough that it's gonna grab. And see, that's gonna give you that gives you that pop-up, just like that. Now, I'm gonna leave that closed for a minute while it's drying. Now, to get your diamonds, you can make your diamonds, or actually, honestly, any shape you want, in any size that you want. I've done a different card where I had 3 that were the same size, so they were a little bit smaller than this. This one I've created so that this side is exactly half, so that this one will sit in the middle. And if you want to do that, these are 2.5 inch squares. If you do 1.5 or 2 inch squares, you'll end up with them the same size. And so, you know, if you want to do that. And you're going to glue this on, just this half onto this part, and leave that part free. And like I said, for a 7 inch square, these what did I say, 2.5? Yeah, 2.5 inch, a 2.5 inch square this way is 3.5 inches. So it gives it completely fills that 7 inch. You can make the squares any size you want. Now for the square in the middle, I always do, you don't have to, you can make it the same size as the other one, but if you do make it bigger, see how it sticks out like that? You don't want that. So, but I do like the looks of the larger square. So when you put it on like that, let me get that out of the way. You're going to glue it right on there. But then when it's on there, see how it sticks out? Don't like that. So what I do is I just take the end of it and trim it off just to make it straight. Now when you glue it on, you'll just glue it right up against there. And then when it closes, it stays within the card. Okay? If you make the center square smaller, you don't have to do that. Mine is 3 inches. If you made it another 2.5 inch square, the same as that, you wouldn't have to cut that. But if you do have the corner there, you can see that there's white showing. So if I were going to do that, I would make my mechanism out of the same color, or I would put a little scrap on there so it's not so noticeable. I don't need to do that since I trimmed the corner off. And we're just going to put that right on there. And you just want to, sorry if my head's in the way, you just want to get it straight. The easiest way to do that, use your ruler, and that point should line up right with the center line. And there we go. And now you've got your diamond pop-up. Now I'm just going to quickly decorate this. I've got stuff from Caring Thots, not Kindly Thoughts, Caring Thots, that's what it is. And I'm just going to put some of those on there, and this is a really quick way. If you use that, Caring Thots has a die cut topper pad, and that's what these are. And it makes this kind of a card, which is actually a very fancy looking, I guess. I don't know what the right word is. A really nice looking card. It looks like you spent a lot of time on it, but if you use die cut toppers like this, it goes together super fast. And there's a super fast and easy diamond pop-up fold-back card. Looks like that. Looks like that when it's standing up. Very cool. Very easy to make. And like I said, if you use die cut toppers, it goes together really quick. Thanks for watching.